Well, hello, this is UOAbigail, and I would like to welcome you to our 5th episode of Rising Storm, running FTB Cloud 9. And you can see beside me here, or in front of me here rather, I've constructed another leadstone energy cell, and I decided to mess around with some clockwork engines just to see how long it would take to charge that up using just those. And yeah, it took quite a while, but I did find that if you charge one of these up just by right-clicking it, until it's red, you can smelt about 16 items. So yeah, that's actually quite useful. But anyway, yeah, you can see our half slab floor here. We are now pretty well spawn proofed, except for maybe a few blocks over there, and the area in here is not spawn proofed yet, and there's still a tunnel down below that it's not done yet. But also you can see that I went ahead and made us an enchantment table, and I went ahead and spawn proofed it. I still got to get up under here and clean that out, but I'll do that later. Yeah, I come to the conclusion that yeah, we're not really going to be able to do much adventuring outside here due to the fact that we've got desert and savanna all over the place here. And you can see up there I have one of those custom mobs over there by the sheep up in my radar, if you can see them. It's probably one of those hunter mobs. You got to be level 12 hunter, and it's near impossible in this biome, or the desert biome, savanna or desert, to get anywhere with the hunter training to where you can get level 12 to where you can actually damage them. So I made the decision to take my trusty Alumite hammer here with its 400 RF, and I decided to dig a straight line, and we'll see if the map will load up or not. It doesn't look like it's going to. But yeah, I'm clearing out an area here to build a tree farm. But yeah, I dug this tunnel in this direction, starting from, because I actually dug this out, of course, with a regular pick, but starting from here, I dug this tunnel and half slabbed the whole thing all the way. You can see off in the distance there. It goes, let's see if the map has anything to do. Well, let's see if we go the caves. Okay, yeah, well, it goes and goes and goes and goes. And this is all savanna and desert with the occasional river. All this way to here before it reaches another biome. That's 2,400 blocks that I dug with this hammer. It took a day and a half because I kept having to run back to recharge it and drop items off and run all the way back. Well, not run, walk, because if I ran that many blocks, we would starve to death. So yeah, so rather than running like I am right now, I actually walked it. And, you know, by the time I got to the end of it, it takes almost 15 minutes to walk all the way down there and walk all the way back. However, I do have some good news. And that is, we found a swamp biome right next to a birch forest biome, which means that we can at least build an area down there that's, you know, defensible, and we can actually train our hunter levels without worrying too much about very many mobs that you can't kill, because you do not have, or because we do not have the hunter levels yet. But the other benefit is we found some resources there that we could not find here, and I brought a bunch of them back, so this way we could actually begin using them here, because I still want to keep this as our main base. This is where I want to be, because it's really close to spawn, and yeah. So anyway, yeah, I brought the resources back, and the main resource is these rubber saplings. Other than, there's various food items and, some of the oreberry bushes that I encountered and such. But these rubber saplings are kind of required to do any of the Mine Factory Reloaded machines, like the grinder, the breeder, stuff like that. And yeah, you can't really find those or find these in the savannah that I've seen. And yeah, no, not in the desert either. Now, there might have been some along the rivers, but I would have had to run around out there, and there's just too many of those mobs that I still can't fight. So yeah, we needed these rubber saplings. So that was the main reason why I wanted to find the other biomes, so I'd be able to go out there and get these. So I'm going to go ahead and plant, work on that little tree farm area down below and get these planted. And we're going to start working on making some Mine Factory Reloaded machines, because I want to test to see if the grinder is capable of killing those level 1200 mobs itself. Because if so, then I can just, if I get chased by one, I can just lead it over to the grinder. But yeah, I'm assuming that it's not going to work, because they seem to have pretty well taken care of any means of eliminating these things until you receive the proper level. Which means, if that is the case, we are officially in one of the worst starting locations ever. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go get started. I'll be back in a minute. Well, I'm standing down here in the middle of our area. I went ahead and cleaned up that lava that was over there. And I've got the trees planted down here, but so far, none of them seem to grow. And there's enough room up above. There's 7 blocks, if you count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So yeah, there's enough room for them to grow. But so far, none of them have grown. Now, suspecting that growth ticks may be turned off below a certain Y level, I went ahead and brought down some of those new plant types that I had gotten from the swamp area, and went ahead and set up a little bit of a farm area here. I may eventually make it a 9x9, but these guys are growing, as you can see. So growth ticks are turned on, but I do not understand why these trees are not growing. So if everything else fails, we'll just have to do some type of tree farm above ground and just wall it off and prevent mobs from getting inside somehow. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let this set for a while, and if this fails to grow, then we'll convert this into a mob farm. So yeah, it won't be wasted effort. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let these things grow, and I'm going to go ahead and, since I did wind up getting a bunch of the rubber from those rubber saplings and rubber trees that I did chop down over there at the swamp biome, I went ahead and cooked it up, and I have a bunch of raw plastic, so I can go ahead and start making those machines in the meantime. So I'm going to get working on that, and I'll be back with you in a bit. Alrighty, well, I went ahead and built those grinders, 2 of them anyways, and some furnace generators. You can see this one here's got a bunch of energy in it, and it's going through its little cycles there. And this one here is almost completely out of energy, because I went ahead and tested it on one of those level 1200 mobs, and all it did was stand there and just drain the energy out of this. The grinder did not kill it. So I'm assuming at this point that it's because of the fact that I'm not able to kill level 1200 mobs. I am hoping that whenever I am able to, that these grinders will be able to do the job as well, because if not, then I'm not going to be able to use them in this area unless it's just for like killing sheep and stuff like that. Also, you can see I've got a death way out there at 2,400 and some odd meters, 2,408. I had walked all the way out to the swamp area and built a little, a little shelter out there, and then right next to it's a birch forest, and I built one there as well. And in the birch forest, low-level hunter mobs spawn at night, plus you get the occasional event mobs. So I went ahead and trained up to level 5 in hunter out there. Spent about 2 weeks total in game out there, 14 days and 14 nights. I then went to the swamp area because I would be able to kill the mud skippers or whatever they were, the little ones that spawn in the water. And I worked myself up to level 6 to where I was able to kill the fish something or other ones. And I actually continued on, and I got myself all the way up to level 9 hunter so far. And then I died. Yeah, some mobs spawned at night in a pack, and they were setting me on fire and knocking me back, and I couldn't kill them fast enough. So anyway, because of that, I'm going to need to enchant some better armor. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to, make a bunch of books. And my current supply of leather, I have one. So what I've been doing is I've been, compressing the oak into paper here, and then taking wool in the pulverizer to make string, and then I've been using the second recipe to make books. So I've got 5 bookshelves so far, but that's not quite enough. I'm going to need more. So I'm going to continue doing that. Now, the other issue is that food is an issue. And, it will be for a long time. So I went ahead and I made this area down here. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using the seed analyzer, and we're going to be crossbreeding these potatoes, pumpkins, wheat, and then of course carrots to start with. And in order to do that, I made this watering can. So what we'll do is we'll just target the ground right over here, and that will speed these guys up. And as soon as they're fully grown, I'll drop down their crop stick and cross bars for them to crossbreed, and then we can analyze them up. So I'm going to go ahead and continue doing these. Potatoes, I believe they were. Yes, potatoes. So those are grown. We just got to wait for this other set over here to grow. Alrighty, now they are grown. So what we'll do is we'll place down the cross crops, and then we've already got some potato seeds grown. Okay, so we'll go ahead and harvest those seeds and throw them here in the analyzer. And they are 1, 2, and 2 instead of 1, 1, and 1. So we will take this out, that out, and then we will harvest those and replant the 1, 2, 2s. And then we will continue growing them. And then we just keep repeating it until they reach 10, 10, 10 on their stats. When they achieve those numbers, they will be fully, genetically engineered, and then we can actually use these guys in a farm to produce massive amounts of potatoes. And we'll be doing the same things for all these other seeds as well. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get to working on that, and I'll be back with you when it's done. Yay, that's done. You can see these here, they're all a growth, gain, and strength of 10, 10, 10. So when we harvest them, we'll go ahead and harvest these pumpkins real quick. We should get 4. And there we go, 4 pumpkins. So 4 from one plant. That's what we're getting. Now, we've got a total of 81 of these crop sticks, and, well, 9 by 9 is 81 minus the 1 here, so that's 80. We're going to need 80 plant clippings from these wheat. But we'll just go ahead and I'll show you how we do that. We just right click with the clippers here, and we get a wheat clipping that's a 10, 10, 10. So we're going to collect 81 of these, and then we are going to find a place to install this. Now, I was looking around. If we're doing a 9 by 9, we've got room here. If I leave 1 space there, I'll have 2 spaces left over here. And I was thinking about doing that, but if I do it that way, then we're going to have a little difficulty placing our better barrels, because our barrels have to be on the same side as our harvester, and there's got to be some duct work behind it. And if I place the barrels here, for instance, then the ductwork is going to be right here, and it's going to be visible from this side. And if I place it over here, I can hide the ductwork, but then our barrels are going to be right here in the corner, and I don't think I really like that. And since I decided to build the coke oven over here and the smeltery over here, there's not enough room here. And I'm not sure, there might be enough room here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I include this row here, that would be 9. But yeah, no, there's not really, it would be convenient if there was enough room here, because then I could hook the power up into this here and then be able to run all of this with that. But these can be moved, so that's not that big of a deal. So I could go over here, but then we got all this gravel, and then I'd have to do a bunch of cleanup there. So I'm thinking I might want to just go ahead and put it in this wall. right here between these two farms. This is going to be going. Yeah, I'm going to clean all this up later, and that's going to be gone. But I'm going to go ahead and dig this out. It's exactly 9 across between the glass here. It's already been pre-measured. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, it'll fit perfectly right here. Alrighty, that area back there is cleared out now, and I have the platform with which we are going to be placing our harvester. Our harvester will be placed right here in line with the center where that water is. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get that ready. I've pretty much got just about everything I'm going to need to build this thing here. I am missing one thing for sure, that's the chest, but we'll get that here in just a second. I've already got it made. So we'll place a harvester down here, and we're going to need to actually clear out one more section of wall because the chest has to go back here behind it, and then I won't be able to walk across. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get that and be right back. Alrighty, that is now set, and I know we are going to need some better barrels. And in order to place these, we want them in line here. So a block to place against. And there we go. We're going to be using at least 3, possibly 4 barrels, but we're going to have wheat, bread, and toast. Or in reverse, toast may be up top, and we'll put the wheat down here. We'll also need one for any spare seeds should we get any, so I'll just go ahead and place this one here for now, but if we get no seeds, then I won't be messing with that one. But anyway, now we're going to need to start separating items out. So we'll start at the bottom with the wheat, and we'll bring the wheat in through the bottom and take it out the side. So we'll need item ducts, which I have 36 of them. So we'll start from the side here, and we'll end there, just like that. And we will go ahead and place a servo on here, and then we will make sure that it is activated. Okay, so anything that comes from here is going to go into there. We may want to go ahead and filter, well, actually just by putting a piece of wheat in there, then the only thing that can go in there is wheat. That's right. So we'll throw some wheat in there right now and lock it. Now this one here is going to be for bread, and we're going to go ahead and throw that in there and lock it. And then I also brought some toast, throw it in there and lock it. Alright, now so it will harvest the wheat, it will go into there. Now we're going to need to take the wheat out of there and send it into a crafter, which I did build a crafter. So we will go ahead and put the crafter right there. Okay, and the crafter's job, I'll have to set a recipe for it, is to do the wheat. Now we will need a wrench. Do I have a wrench? Let me see if I have a wrench, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, we now have our wrench, and we'll need our item ducts back because we're going to want to pull from here into the item crafter. But we do not want to have this connection here. So we will remove that connection. We'll go ahead and throw a servo onto here and turn it on as well. So now it's going to pull wheat from here and put it into here. Hopefully. Let's find out. Yes, the wheat did make it in there. So the wheat's no longer in here. And it went into this position here. So yay. We no longer need this block up here, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Now we're going to want to pull the wheat, or the bread that gets made out of here, and put it into here. So item duct here, there, and there. And then we'll go ahead and throw a servo onto here, and again turn it on. So now let me go ahead and grab some wheat real quick. We need to do our recipe for the bread and see that it hold on. I'm going out of the wrong one. I am going out of the wrong one. It's supposed to go from here into here. My bad. So we need to put it there. Yeah, there. And then we don't want it going down to there. So, yeah. Turn that one off. Okay, so. And where am I going to pull from here? I guess I'm going to have to pull this way. I hate to do that. Well, for now, we'll just go ahead and set it up. This is basically how I may have to rearrange things later, but anyway, because we're going to have to pull from here into a redstone furnace. So, here, and we'll have to disconnect it from here because we don't want it going back into the crafter. And up to here, and then we will go ahead and place our redstone furnace. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Redstone furnace, right here. And in our redstone furnace, we've got an extra augment slot because I made a hardened one. We're going to use this augment for the trivection chamber, which increases food output and uses less energy. So we'll go ahead and set that in there. And we got to make sure our output, excellent. So this is our output. And we're going to output into a leadstone, no, not the flux duct. We're going to use the item duct. And it's going to go from here and we'll go ahead and clear out the area up top. Like I said, I'll clean this up later and reorganize the pipes. But for now, just to see this thing work, we'll go ahead and use it as is. If I can get past, I'm going to have to pillar up real quick because we don't want it to feed back in. And we'll go ahead and throw a servo. There's the servos on here. There we go. So now it'll pull from here and put it into there. However, we also need to power this stuff. And in order to power it, I built this culinary generator. And we'll go ahead and throw this culinary generator right here. And we will also feed the finished product into the culinary generator. So now we have to power all of it. So we're going to be taking our leadstone flux ducts into here and into there. And that should power this whole thing, hopefully. So we'll go ahead and give this thing some food. Just start off with some toast real quick. See that it is charging this. That is not receiving any charge yet because this is still charging. And we'll probably run out of charge before this starts filling up. Well, I can go get some more. So yes, that is now getting charge. And this is now getting charge. Excellent. So we'll go ahead and simulate how this is going to work by just grabbing some wheat. If I have any, yes I do. So we'll just go ahead and grab some wheat real quick. We got to set a recipe here. So we'll select the recipe and apply. And it's set to external, so it's going to go down here and be pulled. So now let's assume that we're harvesting. You should see that it goes into here. Hopefully. May take it a minute to get here, maybe. It should be going. And maybe it's going into here. Yes, it's crafting it. And then it's going into redstone furnace, should be. Maybe. Going into there. Oh, I didn't put a servo on here. There we go. Now it should be feeding into here. There it goes. Alright, excellent. I didn't have it configured to accept input through there. So now it's cooking the toast, and the toast is being put into here, and it should be getting pulled from there and added to here, which will then in turn power this whole contraption. Now I brought along with me a leadstone energy cell to store extra power that's generated. So we'll go ahead and put that there, and then that will start charging up as well. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and plow this field and get this stuff planted, and I will be back with you in a minute. Alrighty, those are all in place now, and it looks like these three here will not grow because of this pipe, this item duct that's right here. So yeah, I may have to move this whole thing over by one, but I can do that off camera later. You'll notice over here that this has not been harvested because we have not expanded the range on this. We're still using the default range, which is basically this one here, that one there, and then the same three in this row and the same three in this row. You see that one got harvested, but that one did not. Now I did bring a where is it? There it is. An upgrade iron, which goes right here, which increases the radius by 3, which means that this one, and this one, and on this side, those three there that are not growing right now would be grown. But also, it counts 6 in that direction away from it, because technically it would be paired with a harvest or with a planter, which would be placed right underneath here with the same upgrade. So yeah, anyway, a 3 upgrade does an entire 9x9 field. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there, and now these here will start to be harvested. Now the one thing that we have not dealt with yet is sludge. We've currently got 30 sludge. We will be collecting that sludge and making a sludge boiler later, and we'll probably set that up either underground here or somewhere over there, and we'll have the output come to a chest that we can just, you know, open the chest up and get what we want out of it. But yeah, we'll do that later. So yeah, I'm going to let this run for a little while, and I will be back with you in a bit. Alrighty, this thing's been running for about 10, maybe 15 minutes, and I went ahead and cleared out those pumpkins since we no longer need them. And yeah, this thing has generated, what, 9 stacks, almost 10 stacks so far of toasts, plus this is full of toast. Got the full energy bar there, full energy here, and it's going to keep running until this fills up with wheat, this fills up with wheat, this fills up with bread, this fills up with toast, and all of this will fill up with wheat, and then all of this will fill up with toast. Then it will stop harvesting. Also, I went ahead and made this barrel. We got, what, 2,600, basically 2 buckets of sludge there. I'm going to let that run for a while and deal with making that sludge boiler. Also, I went ahead and removed the wheat from here since since we got this farm going over here, we no longer need the wheat growing here. And I went ahead and planted these holly tops that I brought back from the swampland area and the birch forest. And incidentally, I wound up leaving my alumite hammer way over there. Yeah, so I'm going to have to go back and get that. And what I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to wind up moving this energetic infuser right over here next to this leadstone energy cell, or somewhere on this wall, and I'll just run a flux duct over to it. But yeah, since we have constant power generation over here now, it'll run indefinitely. We'll no longer have to worry about making coal coke and transporting it over and mining up coal to make the coal coke, or deal with making charcoal out of the trees. So yeah, we'll have constant power. So that'll take care of our power needs. Now, the future plan is each one of these crops, at some point or other, in that long tunnel leading all the way down there, I'm going to make more of these. but I'll probably do most of that off camera because it's really not important. It's just, kind of a mess around thing, because this is going to take care of our power needs for quite some time, especially considering how fast it's generating this toast and the fact that I could add more of these culinary generators. So yeah. Anyway, I do believe that pretty much ends the episode for today. We got quite a bit accomplished. It started out kind of slow, and it actually took me 3 real-life days to do this recording, just to make enough progress to make it worthwhile to record anything, really. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I do look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, this is UOAbigail saying, have a great day.